All right, so UFC Fight Night Evloev versus Murphy just wrapped up. We had a very weird card, weird main event. It kind of didn't go as expected. The judging scorecards were weird. We're going to get straight into that. The card itself was kind of stinky. Honestly, it was pretty shit, like most of these London cards. But this main event, dude, what the fuck was this? So, Movsar Evloev wins by majority decision. 48-46 on two scorecards, 48-47 on, or 47-47 on one of them. So let's go through the fight first, and then I'll look at the scorecards. But let me just pull it up real quick so I have it here. Okay. Bet. So round one, they come out. Movsar didn't even shoot, I don't think. I don't think he shot once. 0 for 0. Lerone outstrikes him, and they didn't land anything super significant, so I gave it to Lerone. 1-0. And then round two, same thing. I felt Lerone got this round. He did more work. Again, I felt and I don't think Movsar shot. Yeah, he didn't even shoot. I thought it was 2-0 going into the third. A lot of people I'm seeing now gave the first round to Movsar, which I disagree with. I don't think he did enough or landed well. I think Lerone landed way better and more. So I thought it was 2-0 going to the third. In the third round, Movsar goes for a takedown, and he outstrikes him and hurts him at the end of the round. So I thought third round for sure was Movsar. For sure. He stole the round too. I thought Lerone was winning majority of it, and then Movsar stole at the end by hurting him. So this is now 29-28 going to the fourth. Then the fourth happens. Early on, Movsar gets a second nut shot, so it's a point taken, which is pretty. They did that pretty quick. I thought they maybe give him one more try, because the whole point taking thing with fouls has been. You get like Long Zhao got 3 fouls, and then I think a 3 nut shots and 2 points taken. But Movsar was 2, and it's such a high stakes fight like this. I think it's very weird to take the point that quick, but they did it. So, and then Movsar wins that round as well. I thought round 4. Yeah, he definitely outstruck him and got some takedowns in. Got a little bit of control time, not too much. So I gave him this round. So now it's instead of 10-9, it's 9-9. So that makes it 38-36 for... No, 38-37, I'm sorry. 38-37 going to the fifth for Movsar. So he needs this last round. Lerone needs it to win. Movsar needs it to get a draw at least. So fifth round comes. This one's a bit closer, but as you could see, the strikes were very similar for me. When I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is such a close round, but I think Movsar getting the takedowns and having some little, like you see here, some more total strikes gives him that round as well. So I think 3, 4, 5 were decisively to Movsar, and 1 and 2 were decisively to Lerone. And then you have the point taken, so it makes it 47-47 in the fifth round at the end of the fight. But they go to the judges' scorecards, and I hear 48-46, 48-46, 47-47. I'm like, oh shit, Lerone got this. They just gave it to Lerone. Movsar just lost. They call out Lerone or Movsar fucking Evloev. I was like, dude, we really just did that? And it's his home, like, this is fucking home territory for Lerone Murphy, and he still gets robbed in it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you get Dagestani privilege on non-Dagestani soil? I know it's not Dagestani, but whatever. You know what I mean? How these Abu Dhabi scorecards, whatever. But I was surprised by this, because I'm like, home territory, and it was a close decision. I think he probably got it. I think a couple of the judges probably gave him one of the rounds 3 through 5. Maybe like a fourth round or a fifth round. Maybe they gave him that. But no, bro, they gave 4 rounds to Murphy or Movsar. And if we look at the scorecards, so all the judges gave Movsar rounds 3, 4, and 5. All the judges also gave Lerone round 2. But 2 of the judges gave Movsar round 1, and one of them gave Lerone round 1. So I'll make it on one of the scorecards 47-47, and 2 of them 48-46. I did not think Movsar won 2 rounds. I mean, I see a lot of people now saying that Movsar won the first. I disagree. And I know a lot of people are online or don't know what they're talking about when it comes to anything. So, like, they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to fights. Like they don't know. They don't know anything. So, yeah, and fucking Gene Silva, we're gonna talk about that. He just said Hunter and Dana, you know who to call. I think that was bullshit. But like, it's like when you look at this, I feel really bad for Lerone Murphy because he could have got the win. I know he hurt his hip at the end of the third round. I think he was holding it at that round, and then he heard it pop. So maybe like he tore something, or I think it probably tore something in the hip, maybe like a labrum. I don't know. I'm not too much into that anatomy shit right now. I haven't taken anatomy yet, but I feel you gotta feel for Lerone, bro, because this was his first, only, and last chance to ever get a title shot, because he's older, he's not fun, he's not a draw, he's a great fighter, but it's a lot of tough fights in this division. He didn't look good either this fight, so it's like this was his winner go home moment basically. So he's not getting a title shot. Movsar, I hope they give Movsar the title shot, because I think now that he won, I'm glad he won rather than it being a draw, because I think if it was a draw, you don't have a decisive winner, honestly, and it's hard to sell a title fight like that. So they probably would give it to Gene Silva, there's rumors going around that he's getting it, I think from a reliable source, saying it is booked for International Fight Week. But I think Movsar was saying in this post-fight interview as well with one of the reporters that he's ready, like whenever Volk's ready. So hopefully he gets it done. I think it's better that we got this result, a majority decision, rather than a draw, because I do not want to see Gene Silva get a title shot yet. I'm sick and tired of his undeserving bullshit. We already saw with Patty and Gaethje. It was like not needed. Now we're getting Ilya versus Justin, which is not a needed fight. I mean, it's gonna be a cool highlight knockout, whatever. Fucking Diego versus Volk, a boring ass deja vu of a fight that we already got. We did not need to see that. That was bullshit. Diego Lopez had no reason to be in there with Volk again after getting outclassed less than a year ago, going into a new fight, showing nothing that he's improved to be Volk, and then now he's gonna beat Volk. Like, get the fuck out of here. Now, so I'm glad it was at least a decisive decision. It sucks for Lerone Murphy. It sucks the fight went this way because it wasn't exciting or like high level. It looked a little like bleh. Like, the striking wasn't anything crazy. The grappling from Movsar, he wasn't able to really hold Lerone down that much. Lerone couldn't defend a takedown either. Movsar landed 90% of takedowns. Lerone, I mean, I knew this. Lerone has bad takedown defense, but good get-ups. Movsar, his control was kind of underwhelming to me as well. So, I don't know. He lacked urgency early on in the fight. Like, he just looked like he was just kind of like letting the fight go. And looked like he was going to fumble it, but obviously he turned it up in the third round a little bit at the end. And then the fourth, once he got the point, he turned it up. And then the fifth, like he needed. He looked pretty good when he was aggressive in the striking. A little hittable, but good, and he had a decent amount of pop. He stumbled Lerone a couple times. But Lerone, I know he injured his hip, so he looked bad later on. But early on, he still didn't look that great, in my opinion. Especially when it was just pure striking, and Movsar went for 0 takedowns in the first 2 rounds. Lerone didn't look that great. I don't know what's next for him, honestly. Maybe like an Aljo Zalal winner, or I don't know. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know what is next for him. Maybe a Gene Silva, but I think he's going to be out for a little bit with the hip, depending on what the injury is, of course. So, yeah, that's my take on that fight. It wasn't anything special, but good fight, whatever. And then we have this fight, Luke Riley versus Michael Oswald Jr. A pretty good fight. I mean, nice little back and forth. It was mainly a boxing fight, majority of it. I saw round 1. I mean, it was 30-27 to Luke Riley. I thought it was probably 29-28. To Luke Riley. I thought he won rounds 2 and 3. Round 1, they're both landing well. Oswald had him in the first half, and then Riley started working into the fight a little better. He looked big in this fight as well. He looked a really big head, big body. Michael Oswald looks a little undersized for the division, or maybe Luke Riley's just big. But I felt Luke Riley started to build into his fight good like he usually does. And then round 2, Riley was pulling away a little early, and Michael Oswald kind of made it even toward the end of a round. So I feel like both these fights, or both these rounds were very like swing rounds, you could say, and they're both landing well on each other. They both were good when they were getting aggressive, landing good combos. They're both of them defensively. They have good chins, but they're not great defensively. They get hit a lot with like right hands, and and Luke Riley hits you with like left hooks. So yeah, I mean, and then round 3, I think it was more of the same, just boxing combos and shit. Riley was pulling away here though. He was landing better. He looked like he had a bit better like gas tank, and he just built into the fight more and was finding his timing a little better, piecing on Michael Oswald. Because if you look at the striking numbers, I'm sure it reflects that. It was 33-20. I thought, oh shit, 35-30, and then 32-11. So yeah, it was a bit more lopsided in the 3rd round, but good fight nonetheless. I don't think Luke Riley's that good, honestly. He's great boxer. He's fast. He's got power in his hands. Michael Oswald's pretty good as well. But Luke Riley, I mean, he's hittable. He's able to be grappled and taken down. I know Michael Oswald's not really a grappler or wrestler, but I think a good wrestler or grappler is going to be able to take Luke Riley down and hold him, just like Bogdan Grad did for that 1st round. But Luke Riley is definitely dangerous. I think we'll put on some fun fights like this one. And yeah, I think that's really it for this one. There wasn't anything crazy to it. And then we have MVP versus Sam Patterson, a classic MVP shitter fight. The total strike numbers, 27-12. Like literally nothing went on in this fight. The usual. My notes for this fight are just sleepy. I kind of was just on my phone most of it because I expected this to happen. I didn't think MVP or Sam Patterson would be able to wrestle MVP. His wrestling is not that good, and I don't think he's that high level of a fighter to be able to close a range and get a hold of Michael Venom Page and take him down like an Ian Gary or something. I don't think he'll be able to do that. And MVP, like if it stays on the feet, MVP, you're not gonna beat MVP. He's gonna be able to dance around, evade your shots, and then hit you with like a 1-2 or just a singular shot. And that's how he wins these fights. And he won the here. It's not fun. Michael Venom Page, people have been turning on him little by little, and I think it's now set that like nobody likes him. It sucks because I think MVP's a nice guy. He seems like a cool guy. He had a lot of hype coming in. He had some good moments, especially the Harlan fight was pretty cool. But it gets to a point when you have the showboating and you're not throwing that much striking. You're not knocking anybody out. You have no exciting moments in your fight. Like the Cannonier fight was dull. He didn't even... I don't give a fuck that one highlight of him dropping Cannonier. That was not anything entertaining. So, I mean, MVP, I think if he could get cut, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him sometime soon. Maybe not after this fight, but maybe another time. There's people fucking talking. Just tell them to shut the fuck up. I don't even know if you guys hear that, but I could hear them. So yeah, MVP, the typical fashion. I don't know who's next for him. I would give him like a really good wrestler or grappler in the welterweight division. Maybe like a Usman, but yeah, that'll be later on, something like that. Then Iwo Barnowski, fucking Austin Lane, dude. Oh my god, bro. Who would have thought the fucking 6'6" chinny ass dude who's cutting 45 pounds to get down to this weight is gonna get knocked out by a power puncher? Like, what a stupid fight this was made. I remember second this was announced, I'm like, okay, Iwo Barnowski's just gonna kill him in a round, in a minute, basically. That's exactly what happened. It took 28 seconds. Austin Lane didn't land a single strike. Iwo Barnowski landed a big right overhand that rocked him, left hook on the chin, dropped him, and then just took him down, or went down with him. Landed some ground and pound, and that was it. Iwo Barnowski, he's good. I know he's just like a sambo background, and we haven't seen much of it. Just straight knockouts and brawls so far. He's gonna be one of those guys that's like, he's gonna be running through people until he meets a guy who's decently high level. Like when Zhang Ming went against Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker's not decently high level, but he's up there. He's a ranked fighter for years. You see that? You have a guy who's not a dumbass, who's not chinny, who's not stupid. I already said, maybe I'm a dumbass. But a guy who just knows how to fight and knows how to fight good fighters and knows how to fight smart and to their opponent, like how to deal with somebody who's a power striker. So like Uzdemir or something. If he fights like a Uzdemir sometime soon, or like once he gets in that top 10, I think he might be a little fucked. Or once he gets a ranked guy, we'll see though. So like even a Dustin Jacoby could give him problems, I think. But we'll see. We haven't seen much of him. He's still very green and a young fighter, but I think he's gonna get chin sometime soon when he's fighting higher level guys. Now Roman Dolidze versus Christian Igor Duncan, another snoozer of a fight that I thought would have been a lot better. So Roman Dolidze, first round, let's see. Christian Igor Duncan, yeah, he was doing good work. Got taken down for like 3 minutes, which it looked bad because Roman Dolidze was kind of like on his back a little bit. And he got back to his feet. He got fucking knocked down by like a spinning back fist for a Roman, which was a little weird. I didn't expect that, but it was kind of just like a flash knockdown. But then he landed a lot of low kicks, a lot of kicks. Like his whole kicking arsenal was great. Didn't do as much spinning attacks, which it's understandable because you're fighting a guy who's a grappler and is good at when he's taking your back. So made sense. I thought he still won that round even though getting dropped. He did outstrike him, 16-2. Like, come on. Then round 2, first half, COD was just piecing him up, kicking a couple nice straights, more big shots, hurt Dolidze in this round. I thought he could have been, that's the thing, I thought he could have been a little more urgent, and it sort of lacked a bit of power when he's like up against the cage and like kind of wailing on somebody. We saw in the Andre Poirier fight a little bit too, where he's just a little weak against the cage. He doesn't have the crazy finishing potential that is expected from a guy like him up against the cage. And then there was some clinch outside of that. So round 2 was definitely another Leroy Duncan round, like 20-5. And then round 3, more of the same. You know, Leroy Duncan just controlling the pace on the feet. There was a little bit of grappling and control time from Roman Dolidze. I think like a couple minutes. But nothing to win. I had 30-27, Leroy Duncan. I don't think Roman Dolidze did anything. Maybe you could give him round 1 because of knockdown, but he got outstruck 16-2. And I think, you know, it was Roman Dolidze sucks. He's really bad on the feet. His grappling and takedowns aren't that good. They're good, but not that good. And CLD is just like, he's a good striker, very dynamic. He could beat almost anybody in a striking match, but I feel like someone who's gonna come forward, not let him dictate the range and bounce around and stay at kicking range like a RoboCop did, is gonna beat him up pretty bad. Like someone like a really good boxer or someone who's just really tough and gets in your face. Obviously, wrestlers and grapplers are gonna give him problems. So he's a good fighter. I think he could stay on the edge of the rankings, like at the bottom half of the rankings or right outside the rankings for a while because he's only 30. He has time to improve, but I don't think I like Curtis Duncan a lot, but I don't think he's like gonna be top upper echelon of his division. But good performance from him, good win. And now we get into this fight. This was nice to see. I picked Curtis Campbell. I gotta chill on these Dana White Contender Series guys. I underrated Denny Silva. I did not know his anti-grappling was gonna be that good. Because I knew his striking, he was gonna be able to outstrike this guy, Curtis Campbell. Because he's a fucking patty dick sucker. So I was like, you're gonna have no striking and just grappling. But Curtis Campbell got a nice double leg early on. Was able to control in the grappling a little bit, but he got some good positions. He got like top mounting up the back and then back with the hooks in. He had back control. Like he had a lot of good positions on Denny Silva, and Denny Silva did a really good job. Whatever was defending those positions, scrambling out of them, getting back to his feet, and then winning the striking exchanges. Because I don't know what. So he still landed more strikes in round 1. I gave round 1 to Curtis Campbell, but then round 2 comes out, and Denny Silva just lands like 2-3 right hands in a row, drops Curtis Campbell, gets back, lands some ground and pound, gets back to his feet. I think another right hand or something, drops him again, and then gets him out of there. And it's a tough debut for Curtis Campbell. He's young. He's pretty good, but his striking and his boxing is ass. Like his boxing defense is ass. I don't know what is he with these next. I think this is all like the next gen Liverpool or whatever guys, a Paddy Jim or whatever. These fucking guys like this, like a Luke Riley. Their defense is so ass on the feet. Like they're gonna get chinned. They're all gonna get chinned sooner or later. We saw what Paddy. We saw what Luke Riley is. He's very defensively irresponsible. And Curtis Campbell, same thing. Now he gets knocked out. It's only a matter of time before Luke Riley gets fucking chinned. Or his grappling's ass too. He's a better boxer than those guys. Has more power, but his defense isn't good, and especially on the ground either. It's not that good either. So Denny Silva gets the win here. A very good fighter. He's like very good at everything. He's pretty good at everything. He's just not like super crazy at anything. He's good. He's not like amazing at anything, but he showed pretty good takedown defense. Outside of like the 2 that he landed. I mean, I know it was only 5, but also good scrambling ability, good grappling instincts, good defense, and then obviously piece him up and just fucking chinned him in the second round early on, 30 seconds in, which I was happy to see. I don't like this Curtis Campbell guy. I don't like any of these Scottish people, you know. Well, I don't even know how to do this nasty ass whatever Scouser accent. Yeah, it's the fucking Pink Panther. yeah, we got the pink shorts for the Pink Panther, and we come out in our UFC debut in the O2 in London. Mate, you already know. I suck Paddy Plummett's dick in training, mate. You already know. Like, I don't know, these people piss me off, dude. But, whatever. That was the main card. Now, prelims. Prelims are kind of shitty outside of this fight. This fight was a fucking banger. Round 1, Mason Jones is starting really well. Landing to the top, landing to the body. He had really good low kicks with forward pressure. He was doing a lot of inside low kicks because they were in like open stance a lot of the time. But then he got dropped with a spinning elbow from Axel Sola, which was really nice. But he recovered, came forward, kept fucking crashing and doing his Mason Jones thing. So I thought round 1 goes to Axel Sola because he got a nice drop. And round 2, Mason Jones started showcasing these knees. It was very nice from the clinch. And he's the shorter guy too, so it's even more impressive. He had more pressure and boxing success like he did in the first round, but Sola was doing very good countering. Like he did the whole fight really good countering Mason Jones when he was coming in, but Jones was still just like his pace, his pressure, his boxing was really fucking up Axel Sola and just out damaging him and really good. And then round 3, he came out with a nasty head kick. Mason Jones rocks him, but Sola just kept nice countering, and then Mason Jones at the end of the round landed like 20 knees in a row. Hurt Axel Sola. I thought it was like a 29-28. Amazing fight. You look at the numbers, it kind of like, look at that. 50-28. Like, this is an amazing fight. Amazing fight. Very fun. Mason Jones has been in nothing but scraps. Like the Bellagioki fight in September. Then right before that with Jeremy Stephens, which is a little iffy because it is Jeremy Stephens. But Jeremy Stephens hit hard as fuck. His first 2 rounds were a scrap. But then I remember like Mason Jones kind of holding him. There wasn't much grappling in this fight. I think Axel Sola did get some takedowns, but Mason Jones was able to get right back to his feet, if I remember correctly. So, but it was mainly on the feet, just a fucking war. These guys were going at it. Axel Sola, his defense is a little, both of their guys' defense is a little iffy. Axel Sola kind of has like that tall man's wiggly defense, kind of like a RDR where he's kind of upright standing, and like when he gets hit, he kind of like moves weird. He's pretty bad body language, but he showcased a really good chin, especially him. Mason Jones, of course, we knew that, but Axel Sola had a good chin. He's going to be a guy, I don't know if he'll be ranked, but he's going to be a tough guy on the outside of the rankings for anybody. He's going to be put on good fights and win a lot of them, I believe. Then Nathaniel Wood versus Lacine Kita. Lacine Kita. Nathaniel Wood wins this one. Very close fight. I felt like round 1, Kita came out not checking any kicks. Wood was mixing his striking better, jabbing well. Kita was looking really big shots the whole fight, I feel, and we saw that in round 1. Especially it was a slow round, but I thought Nathaniel Wood outstruck him, just did a better job with his overall strikes and won that round. And then round 2, there's not much else, there's more of the same. Wood kept doing good, moving out of the big combos and shots of Kita. Kita did land nicely in this round. I thought this is the round I gave to him, round 2. Because he landed a big right hand at the end, and like a little before that, he landed a knee. So I thought it was more the same. It wasn't anything crazy. Lacine Kita did do better this round. Of course, he did outstrike him. I didn't know he outstruck him, but he outstruck him and landed the bigger, better shot. So I thought it was 1-1 going to the third, and then round 3, I gave it to Wood. I think it was still the same. Wood had a lot of good low kicks, like probably maybe his best round. He had a really good jab, and Kita was still landing slightly, but just not as much. And he was throwing very big. He throws very big, loopy shots, looking to knock you out. But his cardio kept up decently. It wasn't a super high-paced fight, as you can see. It was a decent fight. Very dull, not any big moments. Nathaniel was good. Probably gets a ranked opponent after this, like a David Onama. I think would be a good option. But after that, I don't know if he wins. I don't know if he beats these guys up top. Like in the top 10, I don't know if he beats those guys. Even the top 12, because I think the top 12 now is like Marcos Alcosta, Kevin Blejos, and then someone else. So, I don't know if he wins those fights, but Lacine Kita, I think he could be ranked soon. I think he give him someone right outside the rankings, because Nathaniel Wood is a tough debut opponent. I think he could be Pitbull looking at this, honestly. He could get Chin if he's fighting Pitbull, because Pitbull does have decent power. He has really good timing and counters from what we've seen. But a very stale fight, nothing crazy. It was decent. It wasn't anything bad and not too impressive from either side, especially Nathaniel Wood. Now, Felipe Franco versus Mario Pinto. I don't know what was up with Mario Pinto. I think he might have been injured. But he's going against a shorter, stockier guy, super explosive. So that may be tough Felipe Franco did showcase really good takedown defense. I think he defended all the takedowns, or most of them, 12 out of 14, which is good. Franco was doing well in the striking. Pinto looked super, super patient this whole round, this whole fight, especially the first round. I was like, okay, maybe it's like the Austin Lane fight where he's a little more patient. He's a slow starter. I was saying this. He's a bit of a slow starter, so maybe he gets to finish in round 2. But then he wasn't really using his tools like a jab or a low kick. And then round 2 was more the same. He wasn't using his tools. There was not much else going on. And there was a lot of this fight in the clinch. Round 3 was more of the same, and he did get a takedown. Franco got back up. It was a kind of stale fight. He did outstrike him. But, yeah, 16-9, 9-3, 9-9. Because a lot of the strikes were just like pitter-patter in the clinch or something like that. Not a good fight from Mario Pinto. Had no urgency, like no aggressiveness. Wasn't like really using any tools. Like, he looked scared of. It's like he's scared of getting knocked out or he's fucking injured. I don't know. But this was not a good performance from him. I know it's an opponent on short notice, a bit of a change, so maybe that was part of it. But Mario Pinto, I was high on him. Maybe it's time. I still have faith, but maybe it's time to draw back a little bit because I still think he has a lot of potential. But let's keep building him up after this. I think he needs more guys outside the rankings. I remember you could do Mick Parkin next. I feel like maybe he comes in that with a full camp just for Mick Parkin. Maybe he could look a little different. Oh, this fight was shitty too. Montas Kondratjevic, whatever. Round 3 was a lot of clinch from Antonio Shikori trying to get the grappling going. Montas was doing good work. He had really nice elbows and knees. And he's very powerful and explosive in the hands, but he is sloppy. Round 2, he dropped Tricoli with a big elbow. But he's very reckless in the striking. He's kind of gassy. Like, he looked like he was slowing down because he throws so big and explosive. All his movements are explosive, like his short shots in the clinch. Like he's like throwing these shots and just super explosive. He had decent cardio for how much he was throwing and how big he did throw. So I thought, yeah, it was a good, decent performance from him. Antonio Shikori is not very good himself. Poker player before MMA fighter. I've said this before. Mackenzie Dern's boyfriend. That's really all it is. And round 3 was very sloppy. If you look at the numbers, 28-6, 39-5, 8-6. Yeah, it was a very sloppy fight. Very sloppy fight, especially later on in the fight. Montas Kondratjevic, whatever. He's very green. He has some potential. I think he'll put on fun fights, but he's someone that's gonna get out grappled and chinned, in higher up fights. But I think someone like him, he's very, very young, needs some more time to develop and grow, basically, as a fighter. So he just needs to be built up like these other guys. And then we had a good performance from Brendo Pericic, the true heavyweight prospect on this card. Louis Sutherland came out here, came in hard. He's looking for takedowns. Brendo Pericic was very patient, which is what Eugene Behrman said in the pre-fight interview of him, that he's going to be patient. We're going to let the fight come to us, and we're going to take what we get. And that's exactly what happened. He had very nice knees in the clinch, very good clinch work. I liked that. He had good uppercuts overall. And this fight was short. It was a minute and a half, so it was really Louis Sutherland trying to take the fight to him, take him down. But he couldn't really, getting countered. And then, like I said, Brendo Pericic in the clinch, hurt him with knees, I'm pretty sure. Then had some nice uppercuts. It goes to the ground. And then Louis Sutherland's on, like, in that turtle position. Brendo Pericic is just striking, like, just hitting him over and over. And then he gets it done. So I think Brendo Pericic, he's looked good. He looks like he has power in his hands. He has some technical ability in the takedown defense. I want to see more of his true grappling. I think he did get up easily from the takedown that was there. But he looks like he has good striking. He's trying to city kickboxing, so he's going to be a bit technical there. He looked patient. Looked like he was a little smart. Good clinch work. So I'm excited to see what he does. I think he's probably one of the better prospects in heavyweight. He's in the likes of the Josh Hockett's, the Pintos. Maybe he's ahead above. Same thing with Aspen. Maybe he's ahead above Vito Petrino. Maybe around there. So I'm excited. I think he's a good addition to the division. That was a nice little rhyme. And then I'm excited to see what his next fight is. I think he wants to fight in Perth in about 6 weeks, so I think they could do that. Hopefully find a can for him to fight. And fuck it. Let's get him in there. I liked his performance. I think it was pretty good. Then we had Shamrock, aka Patchy Mix, versus Abdul Karim Al Sawadi. This was a shitty fight. This was so long ago. This was like fucking 1:30 p.m. So yeah, okay. Yeah, so Shamrock was low IQ, no output. He was doing well with his kicks. Like he landed a lot of nice kicks to the body, to the legs, to the head of Al Sawadi. But Al Sawadi was able to just come forward, box him up, piece him up. And he did go for his own takedowns, but which was a little stupid because like Shamrock's the only thing he has is grappling and subs. And Shamrock, he didn't even he was just getting pieced up. It was the whole thing. The whole fight was Shamrock doing good with the kicks, getting pieced up in the boxing and with the hands, and then either failing a takedown or not being able to like get his grappling going if they got it up against the fence, or also Wadi went for his own takedown and he wasn't able to get the grappling going at all. He had no urgency in that regard to just maybe try for his own takedown. He tried with like a minute left in the fight and didn't do anything. But he looks like a Apache mistake. He gets hit. He has that like wince of the face. No head movement, no good movement around the cage. It's a lot of kicks, only a grappler, no wrestling. Like, just look like shit. Look like shit, bro. He sucks. Shamrock is ass, dude. Literally Patchy Mix, bro. Lightweight Patchy Mix. I don't want everyone to... This guy fucking sucks. I picked him. I almost picked Sawadi. I'm like, you know, I think he'll mix in his own takedowns. Shem will do good with the kicks. And he'll out-grapple. But there was really not that much grappling. And fucking, yeah. And I thought the layoff would do, injuries would do some for Sawadi, but didn't. Shamrock is just that fucking shit. So, yeah, he commented on my Instagram post one time about Michael Morales. I was like, oh, Michael Morales is no longer undefeated when they had the whole thing on Tapology. And then he was like, who cares, yo? I'm like, that's not the fucking point. I'm just saying something that just came up. Like, shut up, bro. You fucking suck. And then Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. I missed some of this fight, most of it. I was driving on the way home. But, you know, Chanel Dyer gets the job done by head kick TKO. Not like a head kick and then some ground and pound. Pretty nice from her. She looked good. Ravina Oliveira's not that good herself, so we'll see. Chanel Dyer, she's decent. But got a nice head kick KO. So, yeah. And that's my recap for this card. Pretty shit card. It was kind of stinky. The main event was such a weird one again. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and we'll see you soon. I want to do like a video just on film breakdown of Izzy versus Pyfer. I want to try to get that out by like Thursday, and then post my full card predictions Friday. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try to come up with something to make for. I mean, obviously I have fights to make, which I'll probably do tomorrow, and then Monday through Wednesday I'll try to think of at least one video to get out through then. So.